All right, Ken, I think we made it.
Awesome.
All righty, good stuff. Cool. Well, thanks to everyone on Facebook who's joining us this afternoon, evening. We're here live with Ken Robak of Ken's Anglers out of Littleton, Colorado. So thanks a lot, Ken, for being here.
Sure.
Excited to discuss your trips.
Sure, my pleasure.
Awesome. Well, I guess we can just start off by asking you to introduce yourself. Full name, company name. What rivers do you fish? Where do you operate out of?
Sure. You want me to go first? Ken Robak. This is Ken Robak in Littleton, Colorado. I've been doing this for over 30 years. I'm retired, so this is my hobby. Basically, I've worked for a bunch of different, I would say, outfitters, mostly up in Breckenridge, basically Colorado. He was kind of my mentor. In terms of waters, we do basically everything. We'll do the Colorado, the Williams Fork. We do basically the Dream Stream, we call it. The Plattes. We do Clear Creek, Bear Creeks. And then, of course, we have our private waters we're pretty much keen to. And that's basically a lot of those are Ontario and part of the South Platte, just right outside of Denver. So what's unfortunate is a lot of the bookings we had are kind of on hold right now due to the fact that because of the virus situation. But other than that, we've just got about every tailwater that I can guide. I have permits on that I do.
That's amazing. Very cool. So where did you learn to fly fish? Who introduced you to the sport?
Basically here in Colorado. I'm retired from a little company called Lockheed Martin.
And, oh yeah, little company.
Yeah, had a gentleman there who basically got me into fly fishing. He was our gentleman who was in our. What was he doing? He was in. Let me think. I had a little brain fart here. He was in human resources, and he was a fly fisherman and tied a lot of flies. So I got to get a hold of him, and he kind of got me indoctrinated. I don't tie flies. I don't have the patience or the eyes to do that. So I basically get all my stuff from overseas. And but he got me going into that, and just one thing led to another. And I've been to fly fishing school, and had a lot of good mentors, I guess, during the way. And then just one day, I just said before I retired, I just said I'm going to start the business or my hobby. And I've been doing it here after I retired for almost 15 years.
Awesome. Yeah, that was going to be my next question. How long have you been guiding, and what do you love most about it?
Yeah, I think with me, it's people say, hey, do you ever get tired of guiding? It's more the interaction with the people that I really like enjoying. And I teach fly fishing in a place called the Colorado Mountain Club up in Golden. So I just like the aspect of teaching and basically just helping people out.
Very cool. What's your favorite place to fish if you had to pick, one specific body of water?
U.S. or international?
We'll go with both. We'll do U.S. first.
Okay, U.S. first. I would say I have a couple favorites. One would be the Flaming Gorge.
Wow, yeah.
And then the other, I would say, pretty much close to home would be a place called 11 Mile Canyon, which is pretty cool. And then I would say overseas would be New Zealand.
Oh, New Zealand. Wow.
Yeah. On the South Island. Yeah, you bet.
Definitely. So yeah, can you describe your trips in a little more detail?
Sure.
Are they drift boat trips? Are they strictly wading trips?
We can do that, but it's just the idea of the work involved, which I'm an older guy, so I just do the walk and wade trips.
Perfect.
I do basically 1 to 2 people. We do have groups of people. I've got maybe 4 other guys that work with me or for me.
Mm-hmm.
We basically take 2 up to maybe 12, and we've done that over the years. But basically 2, we do half days, which is 4 hours. We do basically full days, which is 8 hours. And I've recently, the last couple of years, I've done women-only fly fishing trips. I think you saw it on my ad. And that's been a really success story for me. It's basically a couple hours to get them kind of into fly fishing, what they expect. And they're pretty excited when they get done. They'd like to continue it. So I did my job in terms of kind of getting them there and telling them what to do, how to do, and then they enjoy it. So it's worked out pretty well. So basically all walk and wade on basically just about every river and stream here in Colorado.
That's awesome. That's what it's all about, getting people to come back, getting them introduced to the sport. Very cool. So would you say your full day trips are your most popular, or?
No, believe it or not, the most popular are the half days.
Okay.
So the half days, basically, we start maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock, go to 12, 12:30. I think people, because they're some are new, the half days are new. I try to not upsell anything. I try, hey, do you want to do a lesson? They go, no, we'd rather do something a little more time on the water. So we do the 4 hours.
Perfect.
But I would say 70% will be half days, 30% will be full days.
Very nice. So can you go into your standard standard rod and reel combos and what kind of flies you're using out there, what kind of techniques you're instructing people on?
Sure. So it's all basically, I would say, primarily here in Colorado. It's primarily, for me, at least my opinion, is basically nymphing. Okay. So we basically have 9-foot, 5-weight, 4-piece rods. Basically all five weights. I mean, I don't care where you're at in the United States, 5 weights are the place to go. In terms of flies, based on the season, basically spring right now will be basically no doubt stone flies, some smaller midges. As you get later in the year, basically, depending on the season, you get the fish that are basically spawning. So obviously it would be some egg patterns. We do some dry flies. That's usually between 11, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, maybe early evening, like 3, 4 o'clock for dry flies. Like PMDs, pale morning duns, blue wing olives, parachute Adams, stuff like that. Nymph rig setups, we basically do everything, like from stoneflies, emerger patterns. You'll get a lot of emerger patterns. So it's just, again, depending on the season and the time we basically, I guide from basically starting April 1st through November. So you got stones, kind of some mid variations in the spring. Summer is going to be midges, and into the fall, midges, even more midges, and a little bit of dry flies.
Yeah. Awesome. Very cool. What if there was one aspect of your trips that you would say kind of differentiates you from from other experiences on the water, what would you say that could be?
Well, I try to take people that when they ask me, hey, where do you want to go? And a lot of people go, hey, I want to go to Deckers, right? And for here, Deckers, that's part of the Platte. Denver, that's the closest, other than one other, closest place to go fishing close to Denver. And it just gets hammered, it gets really, really crowded. So I just try to give them the experience where it's not as crowded. And when we go to the water, we're basically the only ones on the water, either a small creek or stream. So I would say just the aspect of getting them, and they don't get the idea that when you go fly fishing, there's going to be thousands of people. So I just try to take them to a place where it's kind of just open, free, nothing too tremendously hard to cast, roll cast, or otherwise. So, and then hopefully, I'm a Polish guy, so I tell a lot of Polish jokes. So I think they enjoy the company.
Good stuff. There you go. It's great color. What's it like for you when you put somebody on their first fish?
I think for that is they're really excited. I think I'm more excited than they are. I never expected to catch a fish. So I guess I'm doing my job, get them on a fish, get them in, we handle it, pick it up, put it over the net, take a little picture, we put them right back. We never keep anything. It's always catch and release for me here. And I don't think I don't eat fish, so I've never kept a fish. And I tell the people that in terms of good practices, just say, hey, we have other people who come to Colorado like to fly fish. I would say I would just, hopefully you would just have the same idea that, you catch them, take a picture and put them back. Let somebody else have the opportunity to catch them at some point in time.
Definitely. Yeah, that's fantastic. So why would you say you do it, day in and day out? What gets you up in the morning as a guide?
I think for me, it's just more the experience with the people that I get to meet. And I've met some really wonderful people. I maybe one or two, but all my trips have been really outstanding. The people have been great. They've listened. They want to learn. Even some of the experienced fishermen, I get some experts out there. I might have a couple of little tactics here and there that they didn't know about. So just the idea of maybe teaching one or two things, so they get one thing from the day. I'm totally happy with that.
Yeah,
regardless of the catch fish or not. I have to say, knock on wood, on every trip we've been, and I've done a lot, we've caught at least one fish on every trip.
Definitely knocking for you right there.
So
that's awesome, though.
Yeah.
Especially given, a lot of those trips are half days, like you said. That's
exactly.
pretty impressive.
And, the pressure's on. You want to get them on. You want to get, it's them also. I'll get them to the fish. I'll tell them where they're at. They're the ones that have to catch them. I'll tell them.
Yeah. Yep.
But I'll get them on the fish. And I think any guide will tell you the same thing. They'll get you the fish. You got to catch it.
Yeah. Very cool. Are there any, individual memories that stand out, over your years guiding that, as kind of a favorite?
I would say there's a couple, but one, it's basically more the conversations when you're on the trips. I used to do this place called La Garita Ranch, which is out by Creede, Colorado. It's a private area. Real quick story. It was fly fishing. The gentleman was out to see me, and he wants to go to Creede, Colorado to go fly fishing. And what he did so we're on the water. It was a half day, 2 half days. It was in the morning. And he says, "What are you here for?" He says, "Well, I own some railroad tracks." I go, "That's interesting." I says, "What are you here for?" He says, "Well, I'm here to talk to, it's called, the Northern Burlington train lines." Okay. And they have a lot of coal cars. Long story short, he owned the track, had an easement, owned the tracks. And then Burlington Northern Santa Fe wanted to park cars because the coal cars, there was not enough demand to keep the coal cars. So he basically leased them the tracks to the tune of 13,000 cars at $4 a day. That, I thought, to me, that was an interesting story. I'll never forget that. So
there you go. Yeah.
It's just some of the stories that are associated with when you're on the water, when people just open up to you.
Yeah. No, that's very cool. Good for him. Very cool. So why do you think guiding is important?
I think just from two things, a couple things of safety in terms of a lot of people, go out there not really concerned about how fast the water is or how high the water is. So I think one would be personal safety. I'm here for their safety, regardless if we catch a fish or not. That's kind of my number one priority. Right. I would say their safety, and then just kind of giving them some ideas of where to fish, where to look for fish, some of the techniques of how to cast, how to roll cast, how to set the hook, and so on. So that's me. But number one priority is safety. It's always been their safety.
Very cool. Yeah.
I've never lost anybody in the entire years I've been guiding. Nobody went down the river someplace.
There you go. Nobody went down the river, and everybody's catching fish every trip. That's a win. That's a win in my book.
Pretty well.
Awesome. How do you feel about the future of fly fishing?
I think it's pretty darn good. I used to do a bunch of statistics in terms of going to the basically they have this site out of the United States. It's back east, and it tells you how many people are interested in fishing, and then they try to categorize in terms of fishing and then fly fishing. And over the years, I've seen a big progression in terms of the hobby becoming more and more basically popular with a lot of people. I don't care what age you are. I have young people coming out with me, 7, 8 years old, learning how to fly fish. So in terms of just the activity, the sport itself, it's grown, I think, quite a bit. At least I see it here in Colorado.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I've
seen.
And
people tell me all the time that it's expensive. I say it's expensive as you want it to be. I don't think fly fishing is expensive at all. I think it's just something that I tell people, hey, where do I buy gear? I'll say, oh, by the way, my first choice would go to either eBay or go to Craigslist. See if you can find some used gear, some used rods. If you can't, come to me. I'll be more than glad to help you out. It's grown quite a bit. Even with the women that I take out that come back, they're always asking, where do I get rods, boots, waders, and so on. And they're into it. So it's grown pretty much here in Colorado.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I've seen some of those same numbers. So we might have to do a blog post on the growth of both conventional and fly fishing over the last few years. But there are a lot of interesting numbers and a lot of big numbers out there.
Yes.
So.
And I've never really spin casted in my life. I just kind of was brought up on a fly rod.
Very nice. Yeah. To each his own.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Well, so now, this is kind of my favorite question to ask, but
sure.
If you had, I think I might know the answer, but if you had one more cast to throw in your life, what would you throw and where would you be?
I'd be in New Zealand with a big hopper.
Ah, okay. New Zealand. I was thinking Flaming Gorge. Yeah.
Not Flaming Gorge. It would be New Zealand, a big hopper pattern on these really wonderful crystal clear waters you would never believe. And It's a place where you have to be really stealthy. You may be casting 70, 80 fish. You see the fish, you got to cast to them. You spook that fish, you'll be walking for miles to see another one. But It's just the challenge of that really excites me.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then, I also wanted to ask about your recent Utah trips. Can you talk about the waters that you fished up there?
Yeah, sure. We just got back. So went up to the Provo, did the Provo, which was great. That's pressure. So I stayed lower, and the fish was great. So
Wow.
just tailwaters, great fish, a lot of fish, and it was one of those great days. So that was one. Two, I went to a place called Beaver River, which was pretty awesome. That's out of a place called Minersville. For where we were staying to there was about an hour and a half.
Uh-huh.
It's what's interesting. It's all private property, but you have to get a permit to walk on the property. So they give you a number so you walk on. That was another outstanding trip on Beaver, and that was just basically all nymphs. Provo was all nymphs, Beaver was all nymphs, and then Lee's Ferry was just one of those places where basically it's nymph in there also, and that's in basically Arizona.
Very nice.
Yeah, so it was really good tailwaters, and we loved it. And then if I wasn't doing that, I was on the I was on the stocked ponds in St. George, which is kind of interesting.
Very nice. Yeah, always fun.
Yeah, so we had my granddaughters and my daughter there, and we went to the ponds to catch some fish for them. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, what a blast. Very cool. Always good,
Yeah,
spending time with family.
You bet.
Great. Well, so just a few rapid fire questions to close out.
Sure. Go ahead.
So what's your favorite body of water to fish?
Okay, I would say again in basically I would say in Colorado right now I would definitely go to 11 Mile Canyon.
Okay.
Right now, that's the body of water, which is part of it's out of the reservoir, it's tailwater. It's a beautiful, beautiful place.
Yeah, that's perfect. If you had to be doing something different, what would you be doing?
Other than fly fishing?
Yep.
I would basically I'd be knitting something right now.
Very cool.
Or maybe I'm not much on a lot of hobbies. I mean, I do a few things, but fly fishing is the thing I do. And then I try to hike with my wife every so often. She's a big hiker, so I'll try to hike with her every so often. So hiking would be the thing. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, hiking's great.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you have a nickname? And if so, how'd you get it?
In school, I'm Polish, like I said. My nickname, I had two. There was this company called Sears when I was growing up, and Robak. Sears, way back when. My nickname was Sears.
Okay, Sears. There you go.
So it was Sears. Okay.
And it just stuck.
It just stuck, yeah. And then my last name in Polish means worm. I get called Worm every so often.
That's pretty funny.
So those are the two. So I would say Sears would be the main one.
What's that? But Sears,
Sears the main one, yeah.
Awesome. Do you have a favorite song or band right now?
Believe it or not, there's this group out of, I think it's Australia, New Zealand. It's called the Congos, Kongos. They have a bunch of songs, but that to me is the group Congos. They're pretty current.
Okay, very nice. I'll have to check them out.
Kongos. They're pretty cool.
Very cool. Well, yeah, you heard it here first. Yeah, the Congos from Ken. Yeah.
Dua Lipa, Dualipa. Dua Lipa, ever hear of her? She's out of London.
No, but I'm making notes. I mean, let me see.
Dua Lipa, she's got this really cool song out, and it's pretty neat. So anyway, those are the two right now. And I do like every so often. I like not techno music, but on Sirius, I listen to a couple stations I really enjoy. Plus, being from Chicago, I like jazz quite a bit.
Oh, there you go. Of course, gotta love some jazz.
Sure.
That's awesome. Favorite movie right now? Everybody's quarantined and self-isolation.
Favorite movie right now, I would say, what did we see last? The one about the guy who was running Fox News was on. We watched that. It'll come to me what it is, but that was just recently, like maybe a week ago.
Yeah, I really need to work on my pop culture.
Well, I'm an old pop culture, but I do have some kind of up-to-date ideas, I guess, when it comes to
Definitely.
Hey, we like watching Homeland.
What's that?
We like watching Homeland.
Oh yeah. That was a great show. I watched a few episodes.
That's cool. That's really good.
Do you have a favorite food?
I would say favorite food. I'm not big on Mexican food. I would say, I like to eat a lot of soup, and Debbie, my wife's downstairs making some soup right now. So I would say soups are pretty high on the list. And I would say we had burgers yesterday on the grill. So
There you
I would
go.
say soup and burgers.
Yeah, nice. Can't argue with that one either.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite drink of choice?
Believe it or not, don't laugh. Diet Mountain Dew.
Diet Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
That's fair
Love
enough. Yeah,
Yeah,
gotta
love
love
it.
Mountain Dew.
Love
Favorite sports team? You a Denver guy or?
it. No, really not. Being born and raised in Chicago, I guess
Oh, that's right.
I kind of like some of the Chicago teams. Do I have a favorite team? Growing up, we used to have season tickets to the Bears. I would assume I still enjoy following the Bears. I'm not
The
a big
Bears.
follower. Yeah, I'm not a big follower, but the Bears are always kind of you kind of see what's going on. That's about it.
Yeah, perfect. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
One superpower. Wow. Be nice to read minds, I guess. I would say if I were to be a super, I would like to be invisible for some reason.
There you go.
Because I'm kind of a loner type of guy, so to be invisible would be kind of a superpower. I could be there and then kind of go away. If I'm in someplace, I just go away, just be invisible.
Totally.
So I think that's a superpower. That'd be me.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one. Just poof. What was your last Halloween costume?
Oh my God, that's been a while. That's when I was a kid. Well, that brings me back to Chicago time. I would say we didn't have a lot of money growing up, so it wouldn't be very much. I would say maybe a sheet over my head. Wanted to be like Casper the Ghost.
There you go. Yeah.
And just go on the street with Casper the Ghost.
There you go. Perfect.
Yep.
What do you want for Christmas this year?
I always ask for AMC gift cards. We like to go to the theaters.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah, that's great.
I always ask for that. That or cologne, men's cologne.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, another good one. Just get a big jug of popcorn and a Diet Mountain Dew and go see your movies.
You got it.
Awesome. Can you name any of the seven dwarfs?
Oh, you got what are they? They're kind of like oh man, you're really testing me here.
Yeah, the rapid fire is no joke.
Dopey, Goofy are the two that I kind of come to mind.
Yep. Dopey for sure. Yeah, that one's funny. It always really seems to stump guides for whatever reason.
It's just a matter of it. I mean, it's a great question. It's just you think back to your childhood, right?
Right.
Everybody's seen them, right?
Yep. Let's see. How many pull-ups can you do in a row?
Ooh, wow. Right now, I would say maybe 1.5 to 2.
There you go. Well, I can't say you're above average, but you're right at average for that one.
I'd say 1.5 to 2.
There you go.
It's just one of those you never do. I mean, we go to the gym, we work out and stuff. Or we go basically. My wife and I with my daughters, they'll go more, and we go up to Red Rocks. They'll do the stairs in Red Rocks.
Oh, very cool. Yeah,
they do that. She does that quite a bit.
Very cool. Yeah, you're more of a lower body guy with all the hiking and everything.
Yeah. My legs are my strongest part of my body, obviously.
There you go.
Right? I'm always on the water.
Yeah, totally. Is LeBron James or Michael Jordan the best basketball player ever?
Of course, being a Chicago boy, it's Michael Jordan.
Of course, right.
I met him, so that's why I would say that.
No way. Very cool.
Yeah.
What's the biggest fish you ever caught?
I would say in Talkeetna, Alaska, a king salmon, I would say had to be 80 pounds.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. That is an enormous king
salmon.
That's
about the biggest fish I've ever caught.
We might have to ask for pictures on that one.
That one, I think I just got to pull those out someplace.
Okay, yeah.
I just got to pull it out.
Yeah. Send them my way, and we'll share them and follow up on this.
Yeah, I could do that. But yeah, Talkeetna, a big king salmon.
Yeah, very cool. So yeah, just to wrap things up,
sure.
Do you want to give a shout out to the troops? Obviously having worked at Lockheed Martin,
I'm a veteran myself. So
wow, thank you for your service.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. But yeah, I'm always supportive of the military. I do Project Healing Waters. I do volunteer my time to take people out. I've got a couple clients who are Vietnam vets who who are really good friends of mine, but I take them out. And so I'm a big proponent of the military and what we're doing, and being an ex-military guy. So you bet.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, yeah, we're obviously trying to get as involved as we can with, those programs like Project Healing Waters and things with captain experiences. So,
Exactly.
any way we can help out, please let us know. And thanks for your service, Ken. Really appreciate it.
Sure. Yeah. I appreciate that. No, I appreciate that.
Of course. Well, great. That really about wraps it up.
Super.
Anything else you think we need to be touching on, or?
No, I think we're good. I mean, if I can help you in any way I can, I got your link on my site. I don't know if
Thank you for doing that. Yeah.
It's on the first page, and then when the league pops up, it goes right to Captain Experience site. So we're really good to go there. And if I can help in any kind of way, any advice or anything, I'm here to help. So just use me as a tool or an asset or something. Just let me know.
Yeah, definitely. And I know Simon's really looking forward to his trip come this July, and hopefully a few more end up coming your way as well.
Sure. And again, it's just one of those times. I wouldn't say it's tough right now. It's just I've had like 15 trips booked in April, and those all been postponed. And see how everything goes till the end of April. May looks pretty good, but you just never know. So, and thank gosh, I don't really need the money. It's not something that I rely on to survive here when I'm retired. So it's my hobby. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah, definitely. Well, excited to have you on the site, and really looking forward to working with you, Ken. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, anytime you need anything, and if you need some more updates on, like I'm going maybe tomorrow, Thursday, to a place called Bear Creek. I might give you a little report on Bear Creek too.
That'd be fantastic.
So just let me know if you need anything. Just give me a shout out, okay?
Awesome. Will do, Ken. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for taking my call.
Yep. Take care.
Okay. See ya.